got some fight in us. Beat the number one team in the East. Obviously, it doesn't mean everything, but we're heading in the right direction. We know how important this week was for us, and handling business. Now we want to just keep doing that.
What would you point to as what's clicking this week for you guys? What has been kind of trending in the right direction?
Sharing the ball, playing on the string on defense, communication. All those things that we've been emphasizing, and just following our coach's lead of what we want to do with the game plan. We've been executing that.
You seem to come out with sort of eyes on the rim and sort of get back to who you are and what you are. Did you sort of come into the game saying, got to be more in attack mode, especially after the way it went last night?
For sure, yeah. Just controlling what I control, just being myself, and it's not always easy, but sometimes you gotta fail by being yourself and trying to be, somebody else. Appreciate you, Bam. So yeah, that's just my mindset, and just. All my coaches and all my teammates always just remind me who I am and telling me to attack and be myself. So, just got to do that every night in and night out.
I suppose in experimenting with some new lineups, he's had you out there tonight with Tyler and Drew together, having three guards. How has it kind of worked for you in terms of sort of integrating some of these new rotations?
I mean, people don't know the Spo going to keep whoever playing defense on the floor. And, if you either going to bring it or you don't. And, that's a testament to us. And, it's just always holding us accountable. And, Drew's been amazing all year. And, he deserved the minutes.
Would you another monster third quarter for Tyler Herro? What was it like watching that?
It's amazing. We hope he keep going for the rest of the year. And we all got his back by the way he played.
Tyler, 9 for 9 from the line tonight. You always talked about that was kind of like the next step for your scoring growth. What do you think that changes when you're able to kind of dictate a game, draw contact, get to the line?
I started shooting the ball a little slow tonight, so to just get to the line settles me in, see a couple go through. It helps my confidence, and then I'm playing in rhythm from there. But just trying to be aggressive throughout the game and just taking whatever they give me.
Tyler, Phoenix obviously ran you off the line a little bit last night. In Cleveland, there were some driving lanes. Do you feel, with your increased rim rate, like, are there driving lanes available to you now because of the greater number of threes you're taking? Are there closeouts easier to attack, or why are you getting to the rim?
Yeah. I feel like teams are picking me up pretty much full court, the entire game, which is a tough cover if you're picking someone up full court who can drive and get downhill, but also respecting my three-point shot. So, just playing whatever the defense give me, just taking that.
What's been the deal with the third quarters? Are you just like warming up better at halftime, or the 7 in a row against the Lakers the other day, 4-4 in the third today from beyond the arc? Like, is it take time to warm up, or you just sort of feel it and let it fly?
Just letting the game come to me. Not trying to be too aggressive in the first half or the first quarter. Like I said, easing into the game, trying to figure out different ways, reading the defense, and then throughout the second half, I can come out a little bit more aggressive.
Tyler, obviously it's been a good week for the team after that trip last week. What do you think is trending in the right direction just for you guys on both ends of the court?
It feels like everything, honestly. Everything's headed in the right direction on both sides. I feel like everyone's, sharing the ball, making the right play offensively and defensively, just, playing together, talking, communicating, covering for each other. Doing all the things that it requires to win in this league, first of all, and then obviously the goal is to win the championship. But I think it starts now with building the habits, building all the things that we're going to need come April, May. So I think that's all good stuff heading in the right direction.
Tyler, do you feel like that this team is sort of hitting a turning point, hitting a stride?
I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to talk too early. We'll see what happens. We got another game on Thursday we got to win, so we'll see.
Tyler, obviously your numbers are way up, but through the first 22 games of the season, what are you proudest of so far this year, personally? Nothing yet. Feels like a regular season for me. Obviously, just came in with a better mindset, so I'm just trying to stick to that and let it come to me, see what happens.
Drew, the last time you played Cleveland, obviously, the injury happened. What was it like tonight to have these sort of moments against that team again? Was it significant for you to play against Cleveland again? Did you feel like it was full circle in a way?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was definitely full circle. I think despite whoever it was just nice to have those moments. I don't have any hard feelings towards the team or organization or anything, but just good to get a win on a back-to-back.
The one possession that everybody's going to talk about, you get 2 offensive rebounds and you get the corner 3 out of it. Just how nice were those few seconds for you?
Yeah, definitely nice. I think whenever the energy, the ball finds energy. So just continuing to try to play hard and just make the right plays, and eventually things work out.
Bam, Haywood wasn't a starter earlier in the year. Dru wasn't always in the regular rotation. Now with both of them playing regular minutes, how have those two kind of helped stabilize the defense?
There are Energizer bunnies. For us, Dru comes in, he changes the game on that side of the ball. Obviously, H, he does what he do on the defensive end, and that's all we can ask from him. And they're making plays. Like, it's not just the defense; it's being in the right spot at the right time, understanding time and score, and understanding where to get the ball.
Bam, obviously a third straight quality win here. What do you feel like are the sort of direct roots to kind of this little win streak you guys got going on?
Dru Smith.
No, don't let him say that. Ask him again.
Nah, I think it's collectively we're just playing great basketball. Everybody's doing their part, no matter what that last column says. We're all doing our part, trying to figure out how we can get wins. It's in the beginning of the season we're trying to figure out you don't realize how hard it is to actually get a win in this league. Like, it's very easy to lose a game. And when you have games where you look back at our third quarter sometime where it was just like mistake after mistake after mistake, and, we started to clean that up, and now we're rolling. So it's good for us to see the basketball go in, and we're playing great basketball.
Dru, when a role like this expands, what kind of confidence are you getting from your teammates to not feel like you're stepping on toes or anything like that, that just to be you and contribute to winning?
No, man, I think they're always, just as a team in general, I think we're always lifting each other up, just celebrating each other. And so no one's really, telling me to do anything necessarily. Just, go out there and be yourself and just try to have an impact on winning.
Sometimes you have these full circle moments, about a year ago in Cleveland, and he was just starting to play well then. I think if he would have had the whole season, I'm not saying that for, any kind of regret or anything like that, but he would have trended, in a fantastic way. But he really worked at it this offseason, didn't skip any steps and came back earlier, and then to have that, kind of impact for the win. And that's what he does. When you classify winning plays, it's tough to define it because sometimes it is an offensive rebound, sometimes it's a cut, sometimes it's a deflection, a steal, a stop, a rotation. Sometimes they show up in a box score, a lot of times they don't. That was a possession where anybody could notice, hey, that was winning basketball right there. 2 offensive rebounds, then you hit the corner 3. But he does, so many of those kind of things that probably most people don't see, but they do impact winning. So it was gratifying, I'm sure, for him to have that kind of moment against Cleveland and to be able to help us win.
You talked before the game about consistency. What did you like about the way you're able to sustain such a high level of play on both ends of the court for most of the game?
Well, you're playing against a very good team, obviously. The team with the best record. I know Mobley being out, that changes things, but you have to be able to sustain a high level of basketball on both ends of the court. If they didn't hit those 2 threes at the end, you're holding them under 110. And then, scoring 120 plus against a really good defense, that means you have a lot of intentional things, going on. And you're not just doing it in spurts. So it was a consistent game. We were able to sustain it and earn the win, which the guys feel good about the last 48 hours.
I know it might be overstated, a statement win, but considering where they are, and considering what you've done in showing the growth, like you said recently, the Lakers game, the Suns game, do you sort of consider this somewhat of a statement that at this level, at this time of year?
Not necessarily a statement. I don't think anybody in the league is going to even acknowledge, what we did the last 24 hours, 48 hours. But you want your team to see the possibilities, with that type of intentional play, and doing things to our identity more often than not. That doesn't mean it's always going to end up like perfect. It just puts yourself in a best position to win, and then you want to build on that. So I think the locker room, sees, the possibilities, with this team. We just have to keep on going.
Beal, Booker, and now Mitchell all had pretty rough shooting nights. I'm sure you don't want to take all the credit for that, but what is clicking with the defense to kind of hinder that guard play?
Yeah, I don't want us to take credit for that because, no, those guys are so ignitable. It could have just been, an off night for them. Mitchell had a lot of looks, when I was watching a bunch of the film yesterday, that he's knocking down a bunch of those. You have to, do things consistently to your identity over and over and over and over, and that gives you the best percentage chance of winning games. And I think they felt us, tonight. There was a presence on the ball, presence with our switches, presence at the rim, in the paint, contesting, certainly with our rebounding. And then, it helps if a guy has an off night. That's part of it.
Tyler had the 5 buckets in the paint, 9 free throw attempts. How much is the threat of just his 3-point shot kind of opening up the other layers of his offensive game?
Our layers, yeah. That's where it's helping us. It's the playmaking. It's the catch and goes. He had a couple of those. One where Duncan dropped it. The other one where he knocked it down. That's scrambling, and you're trying to get him off the line. He has the ability to play make, which he's really improved on that aspect the last 2 years. So he's just putting a lot of this together and reading the defense, reading what's being made available. And, really being, that threat, really being a guy that teams have to, you got to spend some time trying to scheme against him. You do that at a certain level, that helps your offense, no matter what, whether you're shooting or getting off the ball or teams are overreacting to something.
Last question.
The thought, Thomas Bryant, was Kevin hurt? Was it the back-to-back? Your thought on going with Thomas Bryant?
No, and that's tough. Sometimes these are matchup things, and I really commend TB for staying ready. This guy really works behind the scenes, and it's not easy, but that's what a team is for. You can only play 5 guys at a time. You only play a rotation of 9 or 10, but you have a roster of 17. So when you tell young players to be professional and stay ready, well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of manpower being wasted around the league trying to find guys that can embrace a role, and TB has embraced it, and we needed him tonight. We really did. The way they're shifting us and moving us around is not an indictment on K Love at all. It's just that what they do was, for this particular night, was kind of getting us scrambled. So we went a different way, and TB gave us a spark. We were able to stabilize, and then when they went super small, we were able to bring back Bam, and be able to finish this off. But I really appreciate, TB. All right, thank you.